Good morning, everyone, or depending on whatever time you're watching this video. We're going to do some more mobs today. I did this video last night, and it ended up being 43 minutes long. And it was really a really poor video. So I've decided that we're not going to, go with that one, because it was a piece of shit. And now that I'm fresh and I have energy drinks here in front of me, ready? Oh. And I got a fresh can of Grizzly Mint. Forgive me my nasty habits. Let's do more mob stuff. Let's do more mobs things. So, I discovered a couple of things last night in the video, so if anything, it was a good test run. And it kind of helped me identify what not to do, right, which is a good thing. I got a request, and frankly, sir, I don't know that I could properly pronounce your name, and I don't want to offend you by mispronouncing it. So, anyways, I use FF Split to do my screen recording, and it used to have an option to turn the mouse cursor on, but for some reason it disappears when I'm in Paint. So you'll see, hey, mouse cursor, get to the canvas, no mouse cursor, down here around the layers, mouse cursor, disappears. So, I don't know, I'm going to do some looking around to see if I can find some better, or at least one that's comparable. Because FF Split, I really like it. I think it's great. Let's jump into our entity class. And what we're going to do there is, and I think this is pretty much going to finish it up, I want to do some Technique videos. And I want those to be separate and independent from the mod series. Like ones that folks can go and watch and check those out. And then move to the mob videos to actually create it and get it implemented. So we know that our Cyclops is a mob. I made some adjustments to him. I got rid of the horns because I just couldn't figure out the horns thing. There's some functions which I'll go in and show you under modeling that may do it. It's just I kind of had to choose between spending a lot of time figuring that out and getting a video out to you guys, and I figured getting a video out was more important. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to rape and pillage vanilla classes for cool shit that we want to add to our mob. And to do that, we're just going to come down to entity. And it's not entity, it is entity monster. And we're going to start out with our entity zombie. And there's a bunch of AI attributes right here that we can do. So let's kind of go through and talk about some of the ones that we see here. This .get navigator set break doors equals true. Zombies like to come and pound down your doors, right? We kind of know that. One of my favorite mods is the obsidian plates mod, because it allows you to create an obsidian pressure pad that you can put outside your door, so that it only opens when you stand on it, not mobs, right? Which is cool. And then you can have iron doors, and you don't have to worry about those fuckers coming along and beating your shit down. AI entity swimming. I'm pretty sure that if we take this out, they'll just fall to the bottom and drown. So let's actually click this. Set can swim equals to true. Is in wander. How to handle lava movement. Well, they don't really get to do that a lot. So should execute means return this entity is in water, or this entity can handle lava movement. Update tasks, jump, set jumping. So this is pretty much what keeps it swimming. So do we want our mob to swim? We're going to say yes. So we're going to copy this, and we're going to put it directly into here, like so. The next one, entity AI attack on collide players and villagers. So it looks like what this is saying is that this being the zombie, if the entity player clashes with it, and I think this is probably the distance, false. However, if a villager touches it, it will attack it. If I'm understanding this correctly. Let's look at the method. The attacker, world object, speeds towards target, long memory, should execute this attacker. So this looks like attacker is entity creature. Looks like that's itself. We'll get attack target. If entity living base is null, return false. Else, if inverted entity living base is entity alive, return false. So if it's not alive, essentially is what it's saying. This class target does not equal null, and the invert of is assignable from that. No idea. Should continue attacking. Looks like this is more just a trigger. So do we want it to attack the player? Well, it's going to do that inherently because it's an entity mob. Right? Our Cyclops is an entity mob. It's going to see you. It's going to chase you down. What we want to decide, though, is do we want our Cyclops to attack villagers? And I'm going to say yes. Let's do that. Let's do that. We also want it to wander through villages. Like so. And actually, I want these three. So wander just means it's just going to wander around and kind of do its own thing until something else triggers it. And then watch closest. Have you ever like looked out of a window and like you know that like creepers aren't supposed to be able to see through glass, but they're looking at you. You're moving back and forth and their head is just panning along with you. They're looking at you. I know they are. I don't think they aggro through glass, but they definitely see you. They know you're there, right? So I think that's pretty much what this method means. The watcher is going to be the mob. Watch class is essentially going to be the person. Should begin, execute, should get range, next float, this field. This is why we update, so in that way this is actually words and not just a field or a function. It does not equal null. The closest entity equals that. Get attack target. Watch class equals player entity class. This is our closest player to entity. To do. It's A, B, B, B. Yeah, let's have it do this. We're going to have it watch the closest, and the next thing that I want to do is these. So if it gets hurt by a target, it's going to attack that target. It's going to identify nearest attackable targets, whether it's a player or whether it's a villager. And we're going to change this to true. Alright, so we've added our AI into here. And it looks like they're automatically importing for me, which is sweet. Now there is something that we have to do, and it's a method that we'll grab out of here. And really what that is this method right here. Returns whether the AI code should run. Right, so we will put this right here. Is AI enabled? Return true. Now I've already gone through and textured this bad boy, so let's go in and have a peek at my textures. Let me move it over off of that monitor. There we go. Assets, Neocraft, textures, model, Cyclops. So here's my Cyclops model, right, that I created. It's pretty straightforward. I'm not an artist, so I know that like a lot of guys would like blend the skin and make it different colors. I got some goofy looking ears here. No horns. Gave up on the horns. So let's actually jump in, and I'm pretty sure yeah, I have that village right next to my house. I'm like on that vista overlooking the village. Like I own them, like I rule them. cow. Babies. Let's do this. Time. Set 0. And you know what? It is raining right now. Yep, that is why it is so dark in here. So let's do this. Weather clear and 1,000,000 ticks. Getting brighter, getting brighter, getting brighter, getting brighter. You notice how the spider isn't attacking anybody? Right? That's because they are not configured to attack villagers. We've got something dying here. Screw that guy. This guy's out here with his armor on. He could give two shits. I tried to set my... we're going to come out here a ways because I want to make sure that my Cyclops isn't anywhere near it, and we can kind of observe some of these behaviors that we programmed into him. So there he is. He's quite a bit taller than I am. I've tried rendering him with armor and it doesn't work, and I think that's because he's too big. I've tried giving him an item to hold, so I think that if you're like just going into Techni, right? And if you're creating a model and you're just using a model biped, right? Model name, new mob. I'm pretty sure that if you just render this guy, he'll be able to wear armor. He'll be able to hold stuff. Because I actually tried to set up this mob to hold like an axe and then have, like, I think some pantaloons on. Didn't really work. I'll show you the code though. We can check it out. Let's do this. Game mode 0. I am not close enough apparently to make him interested in me. Hello. Don't you want a piece, bro? Why don't you want a piece? Let's look at our code, see what we did. Entity player, watch closest. Oh, let's do this. Let's set this to true because we do want it to attack that. Let's come back here, and I'm thinking that we need this. He should automatically aggro me though. That's so weird. It's a weird. It's a weird thing. Let's jump back in and see what we got. Because without a doubt, he should be attacking me. Yeah, and he hits for like fucking 3 hearts. Oh, balls. Fucking creeper after me. And look, that fucker's still following me. Yeah, you better. Say what? So we know that he's going to attack me now. So let's go over here and see his reaction to villagers. This ought to be a bloodbath. I'm thinking it will be a bloodbath. Which makes me a little sad. A little sad. Not really. We can spawn more villagers. Okay, so he's cruising. He's running through the crops. Oh, don't go after the baby first. Yeah, so he's pretty much just going over here and whooping asses. He's still got his eyes set on that last little baby one. chasing them all over the place. Beat them up, bro. That was kind of derpy. What, is that all you got? I think he's like losing targets and then picking them back up again. I wish these villagers had some sort of way of defending themselves. Beating up the babies. They're pretty much safe in the house because those guys can't really get into them. So that's some of the AI aspects of our mob. I want to show you a couple of other things, some important things on this mob. And again, we're just going to come back here to our zombie attributes. And actually, what I want to do is no child, so we're not doing any children. Where is it? Summon aid. I didn't realize that zombies could summon aid. But apparently they can. The sounds. So if we want to give him the same sounds as zombies, we can copy those in. Now, when I was doing this episode last night, I kind of realized that I'm going to need to do a custom sound tutorial. So that way you guys can get your own sounds in here if you want. You know, if you want what am I saying? Your own custom sounds to go with your custom mobs. There's a living sound, a hurt sound, and a death sound. So, you know, say I want my Cyclops, the living sound, to be something like, you know, have you heard about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? You know, come up and start knocking down doors. That's insensitive. You know, you could do that. You could customize that in your best, you know, in your best LDS voice. I don't mean any disrespect to the LDS folks. I'm sorry. It's more me making fun of a stereotype. It's uncouth, it's rude, I apologize. Regardless of how fucking hilarious it is. Back to the entity zombie. Get item dropped. Or get drop item. We're going to put this in and we're going to have this homeboy drop apples. Items dot apple. Like so. Now there's some other drops in here as well. And that is your rare drop. So what we have set up here is he can either drop an ingot, a carrot, or a potato. If we look at some of the other ones, like a skeleton, their rare drops, drop few items, can be coal, arrow, or bone, and then the rare drop is a skull. Right, so let's actually do this, and it gives us an if statement for the get skeleton type, so we just want to take that out. But because there's a couple of different types of skeletons in Minecraft, right? There's wither skeletons, there's regular skeletons, there's skeletons that ride on spiders, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. So let's get rid of those. Let's back this bad boy up. Yeah. That's one thing I hate about copying out of vanilla code. So many spaces, no tabs. We want tabs, people. We want tabs. There we go. Beautiful. And spaces, balls, whatever. So, entity drop item. So this is the rare drop, and we want this to be. This is the rare drop, so we're rarely going to see this. So, items dot golden got. Boom. So that will be his rare drop. And then we can actually come back here and we can do we could do this if we wanted to, drop few items. You know, coal, arrow. I've never once in my life seen them drop coal. Oh, skeleton type equals 1. You know what drops coal is wither skeletons. Doi. If this right here, then else all of this. They do drop arrows and bones. So yep. Pretty much always drop arrows. So there you have it. We're kind of filling out some of these different things, some of the sounds, the rare drops. It's going to drop a gold ingot. There's one other thing that we can do here as well, and there's an add random armor function. And really, what we do, and this is kind of what I was talking about yesterday. So it's not going to work on my Cyclops. I'm positive of that. But we're going to put this in regardless. So our add random armor function, and so this being our Cyclops, we can set the current item or armor. 0 means that it's an item. If we were to do this dot set current item or armor 1 new item stack, and let's say oh fuck, there, we want this to be items dot chain mail leggings. I don't know that that's going to work, but we're going to copy it. Chainmail leggings, copy there, and let's do actually chainmail boots. There we go. So really what this allows us to do is add items to our mob. And I think because of my mob size, because he's so much bigger than a regular typical mob, where you're not seeing these things render. So I think that's what the problem is. But we're going to run it and see what happens. But 0 is for an item, 1 is for armor. Now when I was testing this last night, I did see where you would like kill one of the Cyclops. I'm pretty much going to let these guys just wipe out the rest of this village. And we're going to come back over here to our little testing ground. Oh, you can hear him making the noise. Are you really going after a villager already, bro? Just you can hear him. He's making the zombie noises. There you go. Oh, you can see he's swimming. He thinks that's important. So there we heard the death sound. So there you have it. So there are sounds in action. Did he drop anything? Did he drop us an apple? I think we need to get farther away from that village. Because he seemed like he was on his way. Okay, a bunch of these. you see the apples that they're dropping. And what did I just pick up? Is that an apple? Ah, chainmail leggings. And apparently I picked up a golden axe as well. So you can see that they're associated with them, right? And there I just picked up another apple again. Didn't think we were going to see the rare drops, but that's okay. Let's head back to our vista. I think probably these Cyclops will have annihilated most of these townsfolk. And did they despawn? There's nobody in there. Oh, there's one little villager running around like crazy. Yeah, I think our skeletons are gone. Shitload of cows. What's this up here? Ew. Pretty. What is this? Extreme hills. I'm backed right up against them. Looks like next to a birch forest. All right, so that pretty much I think concludes this video. Really, I'm not teaching you anything like groundbreaking or kind of bending or moving outside the rules of Minecraft. Really, all I'm doing is just showing you different aspects. Like, hey, I know that a spider can climb up the walls. So we'll go in, we'll look at the spider class, and we'll look for something that kind of gives us an idea on what that like, try to look at the code and imagine what it's going to do. Get drop item, drop view item, spider eyes. Is on ladder. In web. Is potion applicable. Is beside climbable block. Set climbable block. So this is all spawn with egg. Group data. Those were potions. So I would imagine that if we were to take these two functions and put them into our Cyclops class, this is going to allow the Cyclops to climb walls like a spider, right? If we want it to Entity Iron Golem. I'm just looking through these here, right here. Is AI enable? Update AI tick. Decrease air supply. Oh, so it actually has an air supply. Wonder if we should put that in ours, so that way if the Cyclops ever goes down too far underwater. There's something specific I'm looking for here. Can attack entities of the specified class. Look at this. Attack entity as mob. So, let's do. You know how you make an iron golem, and then when they, you have the zombie attack, and it hits them, and it's throwing them way up in the air, right? Way up in the air. Part 1 entity, this is the entity that is being attacked, motion Y. We know that motion Y is up and down. And then we have this number, this double right here. So it is my guess that this function right here is what causes it, he goes, he attacks you, and he throws you up in the air. So if that's something that you want, right, and you'll see that it'll play a sound, throw. Right, so if this is something that you want on your mob, you can copy and paste that. You can insert your own sound, stuff like that. Now, if you want to do some custom things, I kind of mentioned, or maybe I didn't. I don't know how ethical this is, right? to be able to go and do this. But if you happen to see a mod, right, a mod out there that you really, really like, and you're like, hey, I wonder how they do that, you can come in and download something called JD GUI, right? This is a Java decompiler. If you go and find the mod in question, the mod that I'm thinking of is Twilight Forest. So we'll come down and we'll open the latest version of Twilight Forest, and you'll see that it kind of has a structure and layout like we have. We'll go directly to Entity, and we're going to look at the Minotaur. Now, what does the Minotaur do? Now, if you've ever played Twilight Forest, you get down in the maze, you're running around, these guys will charge at you and hit you and kind of throw you up, right? The problem is when you're looking at a lot of them like this, really what you see are these fields and then these functions right here. Well, if you were to actually compare this code to what we have here in our entity Cyclops, you'll see that this right here is going to be tasks. This one right here is target tasks. And then all of these functions, all the same, are going to be your add task. Now, there's some links that I'll give you. And that's these. I'll put these in here. So if we actually go to this page right here and we say, well, what is this field? And we do Control F and we search for it, it's going to say tasks, right? Just like we thought that it would right there. If we scroll down to back here, if we scroll down to, say, protected integer this, and this is a function, so we'll go to our other ones, to our methods, Control F, get drop item ID. Now this is 6. This is 1.6.4. This right here, but you can kind of get an idea on some of the different things that these other mobs do. You'll actually see that this one has a charging function. Let's do this. Attack entity as mob. What's it going to do if it is success? So it looks like Boolean success equals super attack entity as mob part 1 entity if success and is charging. It's pretty much going to do the same thing that an iron golem does, right? So once it hits you, boom, it goes up. Well, then there's this is charging function, so we can kind of scroll through and find examples of this is charging function. Is charging. Now there's something that it actually implements, and that is the entity AI Twilight Forest TF charge attack, right? So you see that it has a wind up, it has a speed, it has attacked. I will not condone you just coming into a mod and just reverse engineering their stuff and then stealing it for your own. Modders put a lot of really hard work into their shit, and to just roll along behind them and to steal their stuff is disrespectful, and it's uncouth, right? Sorry to get all serious and soapboxy on you here, but if you want to go in and you want to look at their mod to get an idea on how you want to do things, and then say, oh, well, that's how they're doing that, and then come back and then write your own stuff that's unique, it's not copy paste, you're not just stealing their shit, then by all means, that's cool. I don't think that a lot of modders would have a problem with you gaining inspiration that way. As an example, one of the things that I want to do is I'm going to put out a tutorial on how to create armor, but not only create armor, but create it with certain effects, and I want to do weapons with certain effects as well. I went and looked at a mod, because I know a mod that currently does that, and I'm like, oh, that's how they accomplish that. And I come back and write that code out on my own. I'm not copying and pasting. I'm not even using the same enchantments that they are, right? But it kind of gives you an idea on where to go. So I'll put links to this methods page, and I'll put links to this one right here You're not going to be able to find everything, and if you go to like the Twilight Forest mod, you're going to have to figure out how to update that to 1.7.2 if that's what you're coding in. So anyways, soapbox aside, I don't know how ethical it is. I know how I feel about it. So if I were to hear that you had done that, you could probably expect me to give you a little bit of an ass chewing, right? That being said, that pretty much concludes our episode for today. You'll see a lot of the cool stuff that we were able to add to our entity, right? We got some things that it does, some stuff that it drops, is AI enabled, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to add this to my list. I've got a huge fucking list of requests and things like that. So I will make a tutorial on how to add your own custom sounds. Alright, well, until next time, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll put some links down there. Some of you were asking me, hey, how can I donate to the cause? So I put up a donate link. I'm not asking that you donate. I'm asking that you donate a lot. A lot. Because, fuck it, why not? I'm just kidding. Whatever you guys have, whatever you want to do is cool. I do this because it's a lot of fun and I like interacting with you guys. Sweet. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, love you all. LOL. Lots of love. I will see you then. This is Neil, signing out.